Here are my hottest takes that some people will agree with, some people won't agree with. But before you come up with your opinion, I want you to actually come up with your own opinion. Think over it, think about it. Don't think about what other people told you about it. Don't say what the news told about it, what people told you about it. Actually come up with your own thought, come up with your own opinion on this subject that I'm talking about. Okay, talent isn't real. So let me explain this. Talent is not something you're born with. It's something that you kind of pick up over multiple things. Let's say shooting a gun, for example. Let's say I'm just good at shooting a gun. Well, it's a combination of multiple things that I'm good at it. I'm not born good at using a gun. So let's say it's a combination of playing with Nerf guns when I was younger, watching war movies, consuming some content about this subject like the movies, and picking up on stuff like that. True body positivity isn't some fat person saying that they're healthy and they love living with a fat body and they love eating whatever they want. True body positivity is someone who says, I don't like that I'm unhealthy, I don't like how my body looks, I'm gonna do a change, be consistent. That is true body positivity, fixing that problem, what you see in the mirror. See, most fat people just don't want to put in the work, so they're like, oh no, true body positivity is me saying that I love my body no matter how it is. No, you're fat and you just don't want to put in the work, so you just try to trick other people to saying it's okay to be fat. They say stuff like, being fat is healthy and I'm beautiful, my body, I love how I am. True body positivity is not saying that you are fat and you like it. If someone has another point of view that's saying that they don't think that that is true body positivity, they shame them and call them fat phobic. They tell you a different opinion, so that means that they're bad. Sure, people can have their own opinions. They can have their own opinions about me, that's fine, I don't care. They can have opinions on my hot takes, I don't care. I wouldn't put them into a category and shame them for having that opinion. See, the same thing with fat models. I understand why super hot models, why they get paid a lot of money, because obviously it's rarer for a hot chick like that. They have to actually eat a diet plan, they have to do certain stuff, they have to do upkeep. But compared to fat models, they just eat whatever they want to and then they get paid for it, which I don't really understand why. I don't think they get paid as much, which is understandable because all they got to do is absolutely nothing and just show up and promote their triple XL, 5XL t-shirts that this brand is selling, and then they'll cry and be like, but these people are getting more money. Food is for the fuel that you get and the energy from it to power your body, not for the flavor. If you eat food for the flavor, you can become addicted to it and the dopamine from it and the taste, and then you can become fat. You don't need Ozempic. Ozempic is just so stupid. Basically what it is you inject yourself with this thing and it makes you not hungry. Technically you're starving yourself, but you can just do that without the Ozempic. You just don't put food in your mouth. Sure, people might come after me and be like, oh, but it's mental health issues. It's so easy. If you really don't want to eat something, don't stuff food in your mouth. I think that's too bad. I don't know, get some handcuffs behind your back. It's not that hard. You're just coping and saying, oh, it's so hard and trying to get pity from people. And then these medical companies make something like Ozempic, which is bad for you, and then they sell it to you for money. There's no such thing as an extrovert and an introvert. You were not born an extrovert or an introvert. I used to consider myself an introvert, which would make me really shy, and then I'll barely speak to people, be really quiet and like not look at people. I'll look away from people when talking to them. But then I did this personality test that said I'm an extrovert, and then I believed that I was an extrovert, so that makes me an extrovert and actually talk to people, like talking to people. It's not something you're born with, it's something that you believe that you are. If you believe you're an introvert, you will be an introvert. If you believe you're an extrovert, you will be an extrovert. It's not something you're born with or cursed with for the rest of your life. It's what you believe you are. You limit yourself into one of those categories. For there to be a stereotype, it has had to happen so many times, everyone generally agreed that it was a stereotype. Mental health is not a real thing. People just whine and complain and try to cope about their mental health issues. When do you think back in the ancestor days when they were trying to fight a war against their opposing village, do you think that they were going to therapists crying and talking about how hard it is to go fight these other people? No, they weren't. So I think the reason that mental health is a thing nowadays is because people don't have a reason, a goal, a purpose to move towards something. Because back in the old days when they were fighting a war against this clan, they had something to do, something to occupy their mind. But now this mental health thing has come up, I would say, pretty recently, because they had nothing to work towards. If they have a goal to work towards, they will no longer have any mental issue problems. Let's take World War II for example. In the trenches, shooting at the bad people who were shooting at them. Do you think that they had a therapist in the trenches to go have your 1 hour sessions a week to talk about how bad you feel? No, they would be like, these people over here need to die, you need to shoot them. There you go, you got your purpose, you got your goals in front of you that needs to be completed, and because they're not completed yet, because people nowadays have no drive, they've got these mental issue problems. And if therapy really worked, therapists would be out of business, because after one session or a couple sessions, you would stop going. Is it really a viable option if you need to keep on going? Guys like the natural looking chicks, not the chicks that had all these fucking plastic surgery, all these surgeries on their face to make them look like a lemon. They get all this plastic surgery to look like Barbie, and they end up having more plastic in their body than Barbie does. See, these chicks that get breast implants, BBLs and stuff like that, they say it's for their boyfriends and stuff, but that's not true, because if it was set for their boyfriends, they wouldn't get it, because if it was such an issue with their boyfriend, they wouldn't have dated him in the first place. So they're just doing it to get the attention of other guys. I don't understand why chicks get fake eyelashes as well that are so big that when they blink they could blow over the 3 little piggies' houses. And I also really don't understand fake tan. If you really want to tan that bad, go outside, be in nature. People go to school, primary school and high school, for a piece of paper. They go to school a total 2,550 days. They go to primary school and they go to high school, all for a piece of paper that said they went to school. And that doesn't include university. Most of the time in primary school and high school doesn't do anything. Maybe that last year if you're trying to go into a good university, or potentially year 11 if there's some subjects that affect your score in year 12. Those are the only years that really matter if you're trying to get into university. All the other stuff doesn't matter at all. Life is not supposed to be fun every single day of your life. You're not supposed to be happy every single day of your life. If you think that, then it will be more destructive than productive. You'll go after parties, alcohol, drugs, do those stuff to make yourself have fun, to be happy, but all that is, it's just making a worse life for you. Because if you're partying, doing drugs, alcohol, that is leaving your life worse, because not only have you spent your money, you've spent that time and you're doing nothing productive and you're killing your body. Only way to make life fun and happy all the time is to go through the hard times and go to build a business, do a side hustle, make some money, and it'll of course start off pretty shit. You won't like it, you won't enjoy it, you won't be having fun, but eventually you can hire people and get your time back, so then you can live the rest of your life free, fun, doing whatever you want. People care about celebrities' lives more than their own. They go like, oh, did you see this person dating this person? Oh, this celebrity. Like, who cares? You care about these people more than you care about your own life. I don't understand why people put crosses on the side of the road to remember where their friend died. If Sarah didn't deserve to drink and drive, she would be alive. So why are you remembering her doing that one stupid thing and remembering where she died? Also, I don't understand why people put a baby on board sticker onto their car. If you don't want your baby to be injured in a car crash, maybe put the seatbelt on your baby. I don't understand why people put their whole family tree on the back of their car window. Like, I can tell you have a family of 8, you drive a minivan. People nowadays are slaves. It's not that they've got to go and do hard labor in the fields to get some bread to survive. Now people do hard work in the fields to get some money to buy bread to survive. It's still the same thing. You're still a slave. If you wanted to leave, you've got stuff tied up, like you got to pay bills, short-term pain for long-term gain.